been so happy to feel like such shit in my entire life. Oh gosh, where do I even do it?
Every meal now is like drunk food.
What business do I have making this many dishes? How do people do this on their own? This is wild. And good morning, everybody. I don't even have the energy to finish that intro. I dropped Jack off at the airport at 4:40 this morning. Like, we got to the airport at 4:40 this morning because he is going to my brother's bachelor party because my brother is getting married in a couple weeks, which is insane. I don't think that has sunk in at all. But the bachelor party is this weekend and he offered to cancel so many times. So I just need to say that because I urged him to go, even though I am currently 7 weeks and some change right now and not feeling the best. It's my brother, you know, and they have a really special relationship. I'm so lucky that my brothers like grew up basically around Jack. More so Gabe, my youngest brother, grew up around him. He was like in 5th grade or something when Jack and I started dating, and now he's got a full-blown like job and apartment in Washington DC. It's so crazy. But Sam also, you know, Sam was a like sophomore in high school or something, and I'm just so lucky that they all have such a great relationship like with my husband, you know. So I wanted him to go so badly. I know Sam would have such a good time if Jack was there, and I just wanted Jack to like spend these precious like milestone things with my brother as he's getting ready to get married. However, I know that Jack does so much for me in this first trimester. Like, he does so much for me anyway, but I would say normally between the chores and just like household duties and stuff, we're very split even when it comes to stuff. But lately Jack has just picked up so much slack, and what I am about to say and go into is absolutely not a like poor me situation. Trust me, I have never been so happy to feel like such shit in my entire life. I am very grateful, but it doesn't mean that I don't feel like shit, and that doesn't mean that I don't get to talk about it. This man has picked up the cleaning, which he always actually did. He always usually cleans the apartment, but he's prepared all of my meals for me. He is the better cook, so I am happy about that. But he prepares all the meals for me. He gets me my snacks whenever I need them, because right now snacks ironically are my lifeline. Like, if I'm not eating, like if my stomach is empty, it's like a bad situation. Like, I just need to have snacks, and he just prepares everything for me. He washes all the dishes. This man is just like a super dad already, and I think we all knew that he was already going to be a super dad just because he's amazing. So I already know that he does so much, and I've already anticipated how hard it would be to like be here by myself with all of the things that he helps me with, you know, right now. But what I did anticipate and what I am noticing already is that it takes me 10 times the amount of time to like do simple things now. And I don't know exactly why. It's just like I'm slogging, so it just takes me more time. But the problem also is that I require like more things now, and the combination put onto one person is just like so frustrating. Like, before we were pregnant and before we were doing like IVF stuff, you know, I would wake up and I would go to the bathroom, and then I'd mosey on out and drink some water and help Jack make the coffee, make my own breakfast while he makes his breakfast. We were just like a split up, well-oiled machine, you know? But now I have to get up and I have to heat in order to do a pio shot. And right now I'm nauseous in the morning, and the only thing that sounds good is like cold fruit. It just sounds really refreshing, and it gets some like good sugars in me and just puts something in my stomach. And so usually while I'm heating, Jack is cutting up strawberries for me to have when I come out with a fresh filled water bottle, and he's getting the pio stuff and he's prepping it. So like things are going on while I'm doing things to prep for stuff, you know? Like multiple people can like team up and do stuff because it requires more stuff in the morning. But I couldn't heat while I cut up the strawberries. So first I had to cut up the strawberries and then I could sit down to heat. And oh yeah, he's not here to feed the cats. So first I'll feed the cats and then I'll cut up the strawberries and then I'll sit down to heat in order to do my own pio shot, which is an adventure within itself. So we'll see how that goes. And then just even thinking about coffee and breakfast, like that is a whole thing in itself. Like he picks up the shot, like all of the materials and stuff, while I stretch to avoid knots. And while I'm stretching to avoid knots, the water is already on the stove. I just have more steps in the morning now, and having that extra set of hands to keep the morning rolling is just so essential. And I'm already feeling his absence. I miss him. I just miss him in general. He's like my best friend. We spend every waking moment together. But it's just like, how do people do this on their own? This is wild. Okay, I have practiced this before, but it's always a little scary, you know? Oh gosh, where do I even want to do it? That's a knot. We won't do it there. We'll do it like here. You just don't think about it. You just like do it. And it feels like you're doing it on someone else and like not yourself, you know? Look away if you don't want to see this. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna pull up to aspirate. Okay, bubbles, we good? And we're going in. We Gucci. Should have grabbed the paper towel first. Jack usually hands that to me. And, oh, pulling out. And we're good. Oh my gosh. I feel like talking through that was a lot easier. Whew. I thought I was gonna be emotional this morning, because like out of breath. Thinking about doing this or like having to do this by myself was like so scary. And like having to get my strawberries and like do all of my like silly little things all by myself was just like very overwhelming when I like thought about them ahead of time. But we always make it worse in our heads, and we like always just build it up for it to be just not as bad as it actually ends up being. What do you guys think? Bloat or bump? Definitely bloat.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Oh, even in the hard time, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to
An important detail that I forgot to mention is all of the dishes that Jack has been doing for us have been by hand. every single one, because our dishwasher broke, I think like 2 weeks ago now, and it's been a crazy time trying to get a new one. So not only has he been doing the dishes for us, but he's done all of them by hand. We're back in our Seattle days, except this time he's doing them and I'm growing a person instead. But let's put away these because I'm currently making dishes while making breakfast and I don't want to get overwhelmed. So let's do it.
Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.
Oh my gosh. Hi, baby. I miss him too. I miss him too. Do you miss Daddy? She's just glaring in the sun in her sunbeams. Oh, the drama. I didn't even get as far as I wanted to with the dishes before. I'm slumping. I am proud of myself though. It's 8:16. It's only 8:16. I got out of bed at like 7:30. And since then, I have done my shot, gotten myself strobs, fed the cats, put away dishes, gotten myself breakfast, and made myself... I'm just gonna be impressed with myself for a second. The coffee does taste off though. I don't know what I did to it. I do have to say, overall, I have not been like loving coffee, which is so weird. If you guys have been watching for like literally 2 seconds, you know that is so weird for me. Like, I truly do just sip it. It tastes okay and it, I don't know. Like sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that is nice. And then other times I'm like, I could go without this, except for the fact that I'd have a raging headache if I didn't just have this small cup of coffee, you know? But it is forcing me to kind of wean off coffee just because I don't want it. But this is why everything takes so long. You just like don't know when the like nausea is gonna come on. I feel like I was distracted with all the things I needed to do this morning, and then I also got my strawberries in, which was good, and I was just sipping my water. But this week the nausea has like shifted from I am nauseous unless I consume food and then I'm fine, to yes, I still need to eat because it feels bad without food in my stomach, but even when I eat, it kind of triggers just like this rock in my stomach. Like it just doesn't feel very good, and I feel like I'm like on the verge of gagging at any minute, whereas that wasn't the case before. Like food was a solution, and now it's like I know I need it, but it's not gonna solve all my problems like it was before. So I have been loving these like nausea drops from the brand, I think it's called Pink Stork. I'll show you guys those in a minute. They are an actual lifesaver. They just give that relief for like a little bit, and I find that I only need to have like one kind of in the morning time and then one kind of in the afternoon. And they say you could have 4, but I've never had to do like 4 in a day. But that just takes the edge off of like the morning, afternoonish time, and then by the evening I'm usually pretty good. So it's been a minute. I was chilling, taking a minute, having my coffee, and I realized that the time on the phone didn't match the time on the stove when I felt like I was fitting in so much within like 1 hour of being up, basically less than an hour of being up. No, it's daylight savings, and I actually was an hour off. It did indeed take over an hour to do those morning tasks, but I mustered up the energy to shower, which is a big feat. Showering takes it out of me. When I showered, I made the bed, and then I realized I was starving again, or more so nauseous, so I had a bowl of cereal. And then I remembered that, yes, I remembered to take my shot, but Jack always puts my estrogen in this dish and like puts it on like the kitchen counter, and I'm conditioned to know that like the estrogen is in the dish, or it's like right in front of me when I'm eating my breakfast, so I have it right after I eat. But my dumb self can't take care of herself and I forgot about the estrogen. So I go to take my estrogen that I completely forgot about, and it spilled. I spilled it. I knocked it over. The pills went everywhere. The picture doesn't do it justice. Those tiny little blue pills were all over. I have double and triple and quadruple checked that I got every single last little blue pill. Thankfully they're blue and not white because my rug is like very neutral and I would not have been able to spot them, but they're pretty easy to spot on the rug. But speaking of not being able to function normally in this world without another person helping me, while Jack is gone, I'm actually going up to my parents' house and I think they're super excited. Dad actually canceled his business trip. He was supposed to be gone from Sunday to Wednesday, which is exactly when I'm going to my parents' house right now. And he didn't want to miss out on like lounging and movies and like all of that stuff, but also he won't admit it, but I think he's looking forward to just hanging out with me, you know? We're gonna hang out for those days that Jack is gone. They're going to make sure I'm getting nutrients that I need and not just Eggo waffles from the freezer, which will be extremely helpful. I packed everything basically last night, or like gathered everything here. So I'm going to bring you guys through what I'm bringing up to my parents' house. I packed all my clothes, but this stuff is like electronics and stuff because I'm going to be working from there for a few days. And the cats are very excited about their cat sitter. They love their cat sitter. For electronics, we've got the AirPod charger, which is also a iPhone charger. Got my laptop charger, dongle, because at a certain point Apple thought it was really fun to take away all of our ports on the laptops. External hard drive and external hard drive cord. My wallet. These are the Nausea things that I was talking about. They're by Pink Stork. They have one that specifically says morning sickness, and I saw a woman talking about those on TikTok, so I went to buy them, but I couldn't find the specific one that said morning sickness, but these ones say nausea sweets, and they're a sweet peppermint flavor. And honestly, peppermint when you're just like not feeling very well is really nice and refreshing. They help a lot. And then in here I've got all of my medication-y things. I made Jack double check since he is my medicine guy and he makes sure I get all of this stuff every day. I made him double check last night that I indeed do have everything. One of my favorite snacks in the afternoon is a smoothie. There's just something about fresh or like just cold refreshing fruit and like nutrients like that that's cold that I really, really like. But my parents have like a big blender, which is a pain to clean every time you have a smoothie. It's just like massive. So I'm bringing this because it's like that individual cup size thing, which is really nice. And then I'm going to wrap up my heating pad for Pio shots. It's perfect. All right, it is now, I think like 12:30, but I have cleaned the dishes, and can I just say, what business do I have making this many dishes for one person? For myself. What on earth? I'm questioning things, but I think we are all set over here. And then these are my clothes and toiletries. I've had this bag since I was like 21 years old. I think we got it for my 21st birthday when Vera Bradley was like the thing to get in college. But I don't use my luggage like often enough to want to spend that much money on a different carry-on size, and it functions, so I keep it. But I've got the cats separated. I've made the couch. Bo is in there with her catnip toys. They have been so good together, and when we're just out for like a couple hours, we do leave them together. But that incident like 1 to 2 years ago now that made them completely hate each other and want Miss Allie to actually kill Hippo, like way more aggressive than the normal type of hissing and aggression that cats can just work out, you know? That incident does not have us confident when we like leave the house for days. All right, I think I can get all of this in one go, but we shall see. I don't believe in second trips. I'm one of those people. So I will break a finger by carrying too many bags before I take a second trip. It is about an hour, I think, past when I had that cereal, my like second in between breakfast, and now it's like 12 something. And this morning a article popped up on one of the apps I have on my phone about the Freeport McDonald's, and like there's so many things written about this Freeport McDonald's, and I'm sure I've talked about it before, but it is like a cute little colonial house in Freeport. and it was converted into a McDonald's. And we have been there like several different times during different times of the year, different times of the week, and every single time we have gotten McDonald's from that McDonald's, it is perfect. The fries are hot, the burgers are hot. Like I'm watering, my mouth is watering thinking about it. And since I saw that, I can't get it out of my head. So I don't know what sounds good besides just French fries right now, but chicken nuggets weirdly sound good. Even though like I usually can't even say the like C word, chicken, without gagging right now, the nuggets dipped in like a buffalo sauce are speaking to me right now.
Hello, welcome to McDonald's. You are our rewards program.
No, I'm not.
Hey, how can I help you?
Could I please do a double cheeseburger? Just 4 chicken nuggets.
Any sauce?
Could I do ketchup and your buffalo sauce? And then could I also do a medium French fry? And that should...
Anything else?
No, that should do it.
All right. Your total is $5.38 for soda, please.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Let me just double check I have everything. No, my medium French fry. No, I really want that. Okay, I'm going inside. I really want that. Okay, we're back. I was literally contemplating like, maybe I should eat the other things first before I go get my French fries. And I was like, no, because I really wanted to eat the French fries first. Also, can we talk about how I started off with wanting McDonald's French fries, and then 20 minutes up the road, I was starving enough for a cheeseburger. Hold on. Oh my God, I'm so glad I got those. When we told Gabe that I was pregnant and he was like wondering if I felt sick and stuff, or if I had any cravings, I couldn't like describe it. I was like, it's really just that like food is like a life source right now. Like I get so hungry. And it's not like specific foods, like just anything that pops in my mind. I'm like, oh, that sounds good right now, you know? And he's like, so basically what you're saying is that every meal now is like drunk food. And I'm like, that is the perfect way to describe it. It's like the best meal I've ever had in my life.